Welcome back to another episode of Developing the Leader Within podcast. I'm Enrique, your host, and today I'm with Precious Williams. Now, let me tell you a little something about this great professional. She is the title holder. I don't know anybody else that has the pitch competition title for over 13 times. This is just mind blowing. And so today I want to welcome her. Precious, thank you for being with me this morning. And I just want to give you a little time to share about you.
I'm so excited to be here, Enrique. My name is Precious Williams, and I am affectionately known as the hashtag Killer Pitchmaster. Why do they call me that? Because I am a 13-time national elevator pitch champion, and I will help you slay all competition. I'm a world-class master communicator. I'm an international professional speaker, a corporate trainer for some of the biggest companies in the world, from the Googles, the LinkedIn's, the Microsofts, the NBC Universals, the Federal Reserve Bank, Intuit QuickBooks. Oh, I could go on and on, but I don't have to. I'm a two-time #1 best-selling author of the Bad Bitches and Power Pitches for Women Entrepreneur and Speakers Only series. And yes, people did give me grief about it, but no company has ever not bought my book. You understand what I'm saying? And so the great thing about me is I embrace transparency. I embrace authenticity. I'm never going to look the same the next time that your boy interviews me. My hair will probably be a different color. I may be wearing a wig. I embrace difference. And I want for people to know that we don't have to be cookie cutter. Not all of us have to have six-pack abs. Not all of us have to look a certain way. Like, this is me at 42 years old, and I feel like I'm living my life like it's golden. You know what I'm saying? I've been hell and back, and I live to tell the tale. And so now I wanna unleash this on everyone. I want everyone to be bad bitches and power pitches. And if you're a man, be a bad man with a master pitching plan. And so that's why I'm so thankful to be here. So many people counted me out, and to think I'm still here.
Amen. I love it. I love it. I'm inspired over here. I'm ready to go.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
So today we're going to be talking about leadership and pitching. And the
Yes.
reason why I wanted to combine those things is because if there's anything leaders are not good at, is pitching, right? And you have to pitch to everybody when they come to you. It's always a pitch, right? What
It's
can you do for
always a
me?
pitch.
Yeah, what can you do for me? This is what I can do for you. That's a pitch. And
It
so I
is.
wanted to go to the authoritative source, the 13-time champ, and discuss a little bit about leadership and pitching. And the first thing I want to know is that what would you say is the problem that leaders have when it comes to pitching?
I think that the #1 problem that leaders have when it comes to pitching is often not having the confidence to put an idea out there and stand behind it. A lot of times, what leaders have to do is controversial.
Right.
Not everyone may agree with it. Some people will make you feel like you're making the wrong decision, but they don't have the knowledge and the experience or the actual information to make the decision that you're going to make.
Right.
And sometimes it can come down to vision, right? To grow your company, you might have to leave some people behind. To grow your company, you may have to let go of people who no longer fit with the culture
Right.
and everything like that also. And so I can tell you from personal experience, when I started my first company, Curvy Girls Lingerie, I was 327 pounds. I know I'm not anymore, but I was 327 pounds, and so many people had a problem with me being black, too fat, and I didn't have an Ivy League degree. They didn't even
Mm.
respect the fact that I had a law degree from Rutgers and that I had a BA from Spelman. Didn't respect it. And so for me to get out there and talk about women that most people don't even look at and don't even notice that they exist, I had to prove that not only do they matter, but there's so many of us. And if no one's going to take care of this population, then I will. And so it's very important as a leader, and I pride myself on being a leader, that I have to go against the grain. I have to go against popular convention. I have to go against so much to prove that the vision I'm putting forth is the right one. And so being on the right side of history is important. Also knowing that I don't have to everyone co-sign on what it is that I'm doing. I don't. Um, Trash talk by many, hated by some. How many F's do I give? It's less than one. I'm not here for everyone. And I want leaders to also know that. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be respected. If you want to be liked, that's cute. Take it to high school. If you want to be respected, you have to make those hard decisions. And trust me, you will make hard decisions.
Right.
As a small business owner who turns into the CEO, who grows a profitable, scalable, and sustainable company, you will leave some people behind. You will leave some ideas on the carpet. As leaders, that's just the nature of the game. The people who are your employees, the people under your charge, their job is to carry it out, and you also have to inspire among them that this is the best decision and we have to move forward regardless.
Absolutely. Look, you mentioned vision earlier in that comment, and the first thing that popped in my head is write the vision on tablets, make it plain so they can run with it, right? And
You already know.
yes, and having clarity as a leader,
Hmm.
knowing and I love that you mentioned having the right information, because sometimes in this world you're gonna get thrown some wrong information,
Right.
but having the right information to make that decision, but the vision and the clarity that it takes for a leader to be able to understand what they're about to say. And a lot of the pitch has to do with your comfortability and your knowledge about what you're about to say. So let's say I'm a leader, I'm comfortable, I'm energized, I got the right information, and it's time to throw my first pitch. What would you advise me before I open my mouth?
Well, first of all, before you even open your mouth to pitch, let me just dispel a myth. Pitching is something that everyone does every day. I want you to know that you're going to have more information than the people in front of you are. So you're going to have to understand that some people are just going to go emotionally and just go off in different directions. That's really not your problem. Your problem is to articulate why should they buy in. You need to be thinking of what are the questions that you know that they're going to be asking in their mind. So when you're pitching, let's say as leaders, does this idea make sense? Does it make sense? What do I need to include in this pitch that will help it make sense? And let me just say this. Think about going to your grandmother's house. It's Thanksgiving. You know she threw down. She threw down. You're loading up on the plate. You like, oh, cooking it up in a crock pot. We doing this. That first fork that you put in, that's the pitch. It's a juicy morsel of more to come. You don't put everything in it. You want to entice them. Now they want more. Now you got them where you want them. It's not about having a gregarious personality like me. You can be a quiet storm. You can be an introvert. You can be an ambivert. But at the end of the day, you have to answer those silent questions that they may be too afraid to ask. What does this require? Why should I care about this? How does this affect my position or affect the people under me? What more do I have to know for this to make sense? Is the CEO or the leader, whoever the leader is in front, is what they're saying, is there a rational basis for what it is they're saying? And as a leader, here's some of the things I want you to think about, because you want to make sure you're answering those questions. It's kind of like with any pitch.
Right.
Why should I buy from you? Why should I hire you? Why should I feature you? What's special about you? What's the secret sauce that no one else does? What nobody else knows? When we're all in a company together, or we're in a church together, we're going to know things that no one else knows. Have you ever noticed on social media or even on the news, people will freak out about something, but they haven't been told the whole story? Think that's what leaders have to deal with every day.
Yeah.
Remember, there's certain information you can't put out there because
Right.
it may make people too emotional. There's some decisions that it doesn't matter. You're not going to need a cosigner. It has to happen this way. As a leader, some of the psychological things that I impress upon my clients are always, not everybody's going to like you. I'm sorry. Not everybody's going to like you. And when you're a visionary, you're going to get the scrapes and the bruises. You're going to get cut up to make it easier for someone else. And finally, do you believe in what you're saying? Because if you don't, go back to the drawing board. You have to sell it to yourself before you sell it to anybody else.
Very powerful. And I often say leadership starts within you.
What?
And if you don't have it, and nobody's going to believe it, right?
Right.
So I love how you mentioned, you know, uh, the train of thought that requires to prepare yourself for this, because and I love the analogy of the dinner table, because look, it's always that first one. It's always that first one that will either have you coming for seconds or have you saying thanks, I appreciate
Thanks.
that.
I'm good. Uh-huh.
So I love that tender morsel. That's it. But you mentioned something that I just click on. You're not giving it all on that.
No.
It's
See, people
so
expect you to tell it all, and it's like, no. There are certain things like think about like let's talk about big companies, huge companies like Facebook, an Apple, a Microsoft. The first thing that they put out, those press releases, of course, people get all excited. They think, but you still don't know the full story. You really don't. And there's a reason for that, because you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to know. We know the rationale because it's our thing.
right.
You are not supposed to know that because you're not in this business. You don't understand, like most people will never understand true technological advances because it can't be explained in lay terms for most people. So we'll give you the overview, and that's all you need for now.
Yeah, I love that. And so for leaders listening, you're taught, you're always pitching. How much you put out, it's important.
Yes.
And what you put out, it's even more important. So piece it out, tease it out, and let them come to you for the rest, right? And that's
So
how
true. So true.
that's how it is. So let's say, hey, I got all that, and I'm going for this this venture. I'm going out there. I'm gonna throw
Mhm.
my thing out there. I got what I got the information, I got the talent, I got the expertise, I have the passion for it. I believe in it. And you mentioned this before. So now I'm going out there, and there's a level of expectation of a person coming out with this idea, right? This great thing that's going to change and revolutionize the world. And then they get yeah, that's not good enough. It crushes hearts. It crushes hearts. It crushes dreams. This is one of those things you don't want to say, here. What do I do when I get that first? This ain't good enough.
Well, welcome. Welcome to the club. It happens to all of us. Listen, if you think the first time you do everything is gonna be perfect, you are smoking. And I'm not smoking with you. Sorry, I'm just not. The truth is it takes time. And I forgot to say this. You have to practice and practice and practice. Practice perfectly, perform perfectly. Most people don't forget that I used to do this before the pandemic. I used to go into coffee shops and I would just randomly walk up to people and say, would you mind if I, gave you my pitch or whatever? I've never, and I know it sounds people like, no, people didn't. I'm in New York. People would be like, yeah, because I would only ask for like 5 minutes and I would pitch to them. And I needed an uninterested party, a disinterested party to hear it. If they lit up, if they had questions, I knew I was on the right track. Did you hear me say? I didn't say friends. I didn't say family, because everything you do to friends and family, yeah, that sounds good. They're never going to buy from you. Can we keep it a buck? So practice on disinterested parties. And the more you do that, the more you get to hear what words set your pitch on fire. What are the things that most people are going to pay attention to, and what things are they not going to pay attention to? Another thing that I think is very important is persistence beats resistance. You might hear no today, and a year from now charging double because they didn't pay attention the first time. You heard what I said. So when I started Curvy Girls Lingerie, family and friends, no one wanted to invest, no one wanted to give me money, and keep it above, a lot of people didn't have it at the time. This is 10, 11 years ago. Yeah. And who was talking about full-figure divas and plus-size fashionistas, right? And so one of the things I learned is when you change your language, you change the game. If I came out and said, oh, we doing lingerie, big girls need love too, I'm saying, give it up for the big girls, that'd have been funny, but that wouldn't have gotten me anywhere. So I couldn't even just say plus size women, because but when I said we are the ultimate shopping experience for full-figure divas and plus size fashionistas, you can call me the female MacGyver of business, because I always deliver. You don't even know where to go with that, because you're like, what's a full figure? I'm like, I'm standing right in front of you. Peep game. It's like when I went into Shark Tank. And so many people told me I would never be able to do it. I would never get there. Too black, that I'm too much, I'm too loud, I'm too this. When I walked into that tank, and this is all gonna come around, I promise you, close the loop. When I walked out with that low cut canary yellow peplum dress with an afro, extreme makeup, my full figure divas were waiting in the back. When the first door opened, I'm walking down the hall. I wanted to dance because I thought the music was gonna be playing. I was like, oh yeah, they about to get it now. Because Precious about to do this. But there was no music, so I'm walking. I'm like, dang. So when the second door opened, and I saw the sharks, and I walked to my ex, I remember thinking in my mind, where did they get a load of me? And so I'm looking them all in the eye, and this is what I meant. Give them eye contact. Like, I'm not afraid. Be like Bernie Mac. I ain't scared of you. I ain't scared of you. What's the worst you can say is no. I'll be back. Believe that. And just going in and just believing I am pitching before God. This is my God-given talent. I have people under me. I have people watching me, and they need to know that it can be done. And you can get to anywhere you want to go with the perfect pitch for yourself. And finally, you will not always win. And that's also a good thing. There are some relationships you're going to be thankful you didn't get into bed with, in the business sense. There are going to be some opportunities that are really not opportunities. There are going to be some things that glitter so much you will think it's gold. And then you will praise God that you did not go down that road.
Come on.
So some no's are truly in your best interest. Some no's will tell you what you need to practice more on. Some no's are just like, thank you, that did not work out. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And definitely right, because I know and
You're looking back over your mind, right?
yeah,
Like,
I'm like,
oh,
woo,
that didn't
thank
work
you,
out.
Lord. Thank you.
Thank you, Lordy. Thank you.
Yep. And
Like graduating from college, and people like, oh, magna cum laude too. People like, thank you, Lordy. Thank
you. Yep.
you.
So, and a lot of leaders, they don't know how to deal with that. They don't know how to deal with the no. They don't know how to deal with the, this is not your time,
Right.
and it's okay. And so for leaders that are listening, hey, something passed you by. It may have been a blessing, but at a minimum, it was your chance to get a little better. So just look at it that way, and you'll be able to eat that pill or drink that pill a little better than getting all bent out of shape. Hey, I know, because I got bent out of shape one time, and it truly was the best thing ever happened. And I learned my lesson. But
and also just to finish this up, also just we're sold the bill of goods online. The entrepreneurship is easy. Oh, we on our yachts and Maybachs and stuff like that. It truly takes time to get there. And we've all experienced these wonderful, amazing things, but I don't ever want it to be said that there wasn't hard work involved. I don't know about you, but I came from the hood of St. Louis, Missouri. I didn't have role models to tell me I could do it. I just believed I could, and I kept moving. And I moved past family and friends. I moved past classmates. I moved past the very people who told me it wasn't possible. And did I fall on my face sometimes? Yes, I did. But let me tell you something. When you get back up, brush that dirt off your shoulder, and as Jay-Z said, move through a room full of vultures and know how to move. That only comes with hearing no. That only comes with falling short of the goal, because now you know how to operate in different realms. If everything was perfect and we all think, oh, my Birkin bag and all this, you are the Birkin. First of all, you don't need the bag, you are the Birkin. And second, you need those to truly get better. Success is great, but working harder for the success is even better, because now you know how to operate in so many different realms. And that's why pitching should not be just something you think is just for investors or just for media or just for interviews. A lot of us are speakers. So many people will come at you for free and you'll be like, no. What? I thought no was a complete sentence. If you're not asking me for my rates, if you're not asking me for certain things, you're assuming that my answer is no. And I'm telling you, you would never talk to Tony Robbins like that. You would never talk to Les Brown like that. And to the people who say, well, you're not them, I've been on stages with them and did not pay. Did you? I'm the killer pitchmaster for a reason. Thanks.
All right. I love both of those guys, but
and they're bomb.
Yeah. They know.
But you can't go to them and just say, hey, book. You can't just say, hi, we'd love for you to come speak for free. And they're like, you think I'm joking? Okay.
No, I know it's true.
That's why you laugh like.
Yeah, It's an expectation, right? And some people have expectations you have to reset for them, and that's all right.
Yes.
so, so, uh, so here I am. I'm a leader. I'm about to speak to my people right now. I'm not even trying to sell a product. I'm not even trying to sell some type of business or anything. I'm just trying to sell the day, the order of the day.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
so what does a perfect picture look like?
What's a perfect pitch look like?
What does it look like?
Well, honestly, at times it depends on the industry, right? But for the most part, when you're pitching, I'm just gonna take it out of different realms.
Hmm.
Who you are, what you do, who you serve, your secret sauce, and what's the powerful call to action. You brought it up to me. You just said, well, if you're a leader, you're just talking about the order of the day, right? So making sure that these people feel wanted and included in the conversation. You're not barking at them. You're not doing this sort of thing. You're inviting them into the process, and you're giving them, here's the mandate, here's what we're going to do today, this is the ultimate outcome, this is what I like for you to do, and really looking people in the eye and give them that. If this was just like a pitch for like a new idea, a pitch for a new service, a new product, so a book that you may be launching,
Hmm.
here's how I want you to really think about approaching it. Once you get the basics of pitching together, I also want you to think about how can you do this in a bold and unexpected manner, right? So the name, your name, the name of your company means nothing to me. None of that means anything to me. You always want to think about what's in it for the other person. So
Right.
if you come at them boldly, unexpected, it's kind of like this. Ladies, ladies, raise your hands if you want to be a bad bitch with a power pitch. Fellas, I haven't forgotten about you. Fellas, raise your hands if you want to be a bad man with a master pitching plan. Yes, you've come to the right place. My name is Precious Williams, and I am the proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. So, by show of hands, who wants investor dollars? Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? Great. If you're a speaker, you tired of speaking for free? Let me know. Are you getting ready to interview for the job of your dreams and you want to know exactly what to say that puts you right in the zone? They're like, yeah, that person is the right person. And finally, what do you say at networking events that gets people to actually call you or be in the chat like, can I get some of your time? Can we get this together? That's what the perfect pitch will do for you. And so if you want to work with the killer pitch master, I'm a 13-time national champion who's also appeared on Shark Tank season 8 in 2016 and has had 5 of her clients appear on Shark Tank. I've had clients get corporate training contracts for 2 years and more. I've had my clients' books debut at #1, New York Times and Amazon. I've had so many things happen from working with me as a killer pitch master. I've been in your shoes, so I know what you're going through, and I've also been on the other side of it. So if you want to work with the baddest who have ever done it, you want to work with the GOAT, you've already seen the rest, now see the best. My name is Precious Williams, and I'm the proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. Thank you. So did you see we started off with something that drew your attention? Ladies, you can start off with a question, a quote, a startling statistic. You can drop a set of books because you want to be like Tupac. All eyes on me. You know what I mean? And then you want to go in, do something that they're not expecting, right? If you're a graphic designer, paint the actual picture for them. Don't just say, I'm a graphic designer. I don't care about none of that. Show me, listen, show me better than you can tell me, right? So then when you come at them in an unexpected way, what story do you want them to have about you and your abilities? If you notice, you thought of Shark Tank with me. You thought of, someone getting them dollars and stuff like that. I want you to paint a picture in their mind, and that's what great storytelling will do. You want to, what I tell you, you want to attract them. You want to entice them. You don't know everything that I do from that one pitch. You don't. You just heard pitching. Did you know that I'm great at visibility, branding, marketing? No, because all of that's not necessary in that one particular pitch. Right. The more you know me, the more you'll see all of that, right? You didn't hear that I'm a 2-time #1 best-selling author. Everything ain't for everybody. But when I'm in an event, you want to start off with something startling. You want to interrupt the pattern. You want to have a story in there so that when they leave, there's an impression you left on their brain, right? You also want to make sure that, whatever your call to action is, you make it easy and direct them. So if I told you, please go to my website, www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com, or if I said, hey, I have a new free quiz, it's called What's Your Next Pitch Power Play, go to www.pitchingforprofit.com. Take that 6-question quiz and get a free customized report. You heard me, free free 99. Go ahead and take the free quiz and get a customized report, which will teach you how to create your own perfect pitch. And so that's what you really want to do. And of course, there's so much more to pitching. I have 26 years of experience, so I couldn't possibly tell you everything I've done in 26 years of what my clients have done. But at the end of the day, I hope that shows you the difference between a regular pitch, which is, hi, I'm Precious Williams. I am the founder of Perfect Pitches by Precious. I create the most killer pitches for your business, your brand, your book, your product, or service. Please work with me. My website is www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I'll go work with the other one.
Right.
Right. And that's the difference. And so for leaders that are listening and getting entertained like I am, I'm loving this. Yeah, there is a difference. And if you want to be leader A or leader B, you got to make your choice. But just think about it. If you're going at your folks like a leader B, right? A standard, hey, this is what we got to do, yada, yada, yada. By the end of the workday, I want to see this, that, and the other. It doesn't work all that often. But and what I pulled out right when you started talking in that last comment, the invitation to come in and dine is powerful.
What?
Keep powerful, right? Because when people come to your door and don't come in, that's it. But if you entice them to come in and dine and they come in, it's over.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's over.
It's
so
a wrap.
I love it. And leaders should be employing those type of procedures, those type of actions with their people, wherever they are, and enticing the workforce to come in and be part of that team. And a lot of people just...
You're absolutely right. Like, and a lot of people are afraid, they call it bragging, to tell you what they've done. My thing is, some people would never know unless you told them, right? Some people are great with being the best kept secret. Nobody, like, we all know about the Louboutins, right? The red bottom shoes. Do you know there are shoes more expensive than that? That those who are the ultra the wealthy would look at a Louboutin and be like, that's cute. But yeah, everybody else knows about that. But these shoes are like $1 million. Okay, so that's those people.
Right.
I want people to be on their Kanye. You know how Kanye is. Kanye is not about, I'm just a rapper. He's like, I'm a rapper, I'm a designer, I'm a creative director, I'm a this. Like, you can't box him in. So don't allow people to box you in, or for you to put yourself in a box where you can't really shine and show them what you really do. Too many of us as leaders, honestly, as leaders, would only just want to be known for that one thing, which is great, right? I'm the killer pitch master. At the same time, I'm still a best-selling author. My third book is coming out. It's called Pitching for Profit. And the great thing about that is, once you have your pitch, after you get this, the success and all of that, how do you keep up with relationships? How do you build and rebuild relationships? How do you monetize your network? How do you do all these sort of things? And see, no one's really talking about that. And so the point of being a leader is to have a vision. You can talk about what's happening today, but a true leader can look down the road and see, this is what's going to happen. Yep. And just because I'm Black doesn't mean that I have less credibility and I don't know what I'm talking about. In fact, I would probably know a little bit more, because we've seen changes. We've been a part of it. Some of us came from the mud and got here. So we're going to see things from a totally different vantage point than someone who may have always had it. So bring that to the table. Don't be afraid to show what it is that you know and the feelings that you have going forward, and back it up with evidence. Just back it up. I'm a former attorney. And so people always think, oh, the way you speak, oh, you got that from being an attorney. No, I've been speaking since I was 16. And I don't know any attorney who speaks like me. I don't know any attorney who will go into court with a hot pink and a hot purple suit on. I don't know. I know I did. And I was award-winning, crushing it in the courtroom. But when people would look at me, the first reaction is, that's just a lot. It is, because that's me. I'm a little much. And so as a leader, that's me. And I don't want for people to think leaders only come come dressed as one way. Some wore black well, some wore the corporate look very well. And then some of us are like, my hair is rose gold, so I have to just be bright all day, every day. And just do it, right? Ridiculous eye makeup is that doesn't make me anything less than doesn't make me any less of a leader. It just makes me a different type.
That's right. I love it. I love it. I could be here all day talking with you,
But
Precious.
he said,
Let me-
yeah, good,
yeah.
but I got things to do.
No, not just that. Is look, I want them to come to you. That's
Right.
what I want.
Right.
And so, folks, if you're listening, and all this that Precious is sharing with us today concerning pitching, and how she encourages leaders to gravitate to these principles and actually use them in your day to day. So, Precious, if they wanted to get a hold of you, how would they?
The best ways to get a hold of me is to go through social media, right? So on LinkedIn, I am Precious L. Williams, killer pitchmaster. Got to stay on brand. On Twitter, I am at Perfect Pitch P. On Facebook, I'm at Perfect Pitch P. On Instagram, I am at Perfect Pitches P. On YouTube, let's say you just go to YouTube, look me up on Precious L. Williams. And my email address is precious@perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. Definitely check out my website, www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. Check out the Work With Me page, so you see all the things that I do and that I can do for you. All of my services are customizable. And so if you're looking for help, if you're looking for guidance, I have everything from a 2-hour laser focused coaching session. I have sessions on how, if you already have a pitch, I can go in and cut it up and return it to you in a better way. I have one-on-one coaching sessions, and I also have group sessions. And every quarter I'll do like a live event that's like 3 hours. In fact, I have a conference coming up on September 18th called Pitch Please, the Ultimate Women's Power Pitch Summit. And don't forget my book, Pitching for Profit, The Bad Bitches Playbook to Convert Conversations into Currency, is debuting on April 12th, 2021. It's already in pre-sales right now. It's #1 in pre-sales. So if you go to Amazon, you can get the Kindle version, which will come out on April 13th, 2021. Or you can also go to my website and you can get a hand-signed copy. And I will make sure that I'll put that in the mail myself and hand sign and put a little note in there for you. So that's how you can get in contact with me.
Outstanding. Hey, if you can't get a hold of her, I don't know where you're going, because and we're gonna have that part of the video and the show notes, so you'll be able to get that information. Precious, it has been a precious time with you. I really have enjoyed this, and I know that if there's gonna be a lot of people learning today, so hopefully leaders reach out to Precious if you need her help. She is an award-winning pitch master, so you can't go wrong there. Precious, thank you for being with us. Lord bless you and continue to prosper you and success in all your endeavors.
Thank you so much.